Hey everybody, I know I'm a couple minutes early here, but I have a lot that I want to do tonight, so I've actually been kind of prepping beforehand and getting it all ready, so I'm gonna really get right into it as soon as I get my live up on Facebook. So I've already kind of started, I've already chose a lot of the things I want to use. And I've got some colors. I actually started pre-inking a couple things. So I feel like I'm more prepared for this live than I have been for any live in a long time. So, like I said, there's a lot that I want to get to. So I'm going to really get right into this. The only thing I haven't done is chose colors for this one. So, while I'm kind of talking about general intro stuff, I'm going to be picking out some colors here. So, last week in May, I can't believe it's already here. It seems like, again, this month has completely flown by. And got a lot of planning to do. I wasn't live last week because it was my nephew's birthday party. And so I feel like I'm behind as per usual and definitely need to catch up and all that. So my game plan here is to get this week done really quickly. I think we're just going to go with these colors because they're a little different and kind of fun. We're going to get this weekly done really quickly and then pretty quickly transition over into, I think I'm actually going to do the next week. Then I'll do next week. And then work on June's monthly layouts. So that's kind of my plan. And if by some small miracle we still have time after that, I will work on my June monthly in my reading planner, which I would like to get up soon. So a ton of stuff that I want to get done tonight. Do I think we're going to get it all done tonight? Honestly, no. It would be amazing if we did though. So I'm just gonna hope it works out. And like I said, I've been prepping stuff and kind of have an idea of what I want to do. I know what stencils I want to do for this week and next week. And I've already actually started pre-inking some of my stuff for my bullet journal monthly. So you're gonna see that. And now I usually go to like the next flower, but I think because I don't want to have to wash this stencil because time, I'm gonna actually just kind of go with this orange over here and just hope it fits in. So I hope you guys have had a great 2 weeks. It's been really busy for me. I was hoping to get on last week or sometime over this weekend, but it just always seems like there was something else I needed to do. And like I said, Tuesday night was my nephew's birthday party, and then Wednesday I had some catching up things I had to do, and then Thursday my mom's softball team played my cousin's high school softball team, so like the whole family was there. And then Friday I think it was the only day that I like had a little bit of a break, and I enjoyed it. I got off of work earlier. I needed a little bit of downtime. I needed time to relax. And then Saturday, I had my all-day planner meetup that we do monthly, which we usually do on Sundays, but for a variety of scheduling reasons, we couldn't do it this Sunday in May, which actually, honestly, I kind of like it better on a Saturday because, number one, they're open 2 hours longer, and number two, then I'm not, like, thinking the whole time, oh, man, I gotta work tomorrow, like. So I actually do like it better on Saturdays, and that made it kind of nice. And plus, it was a good kickoff to the holiday weekend, and kind of I was hoping it was going to be relaxing. It wasn't really super relaxing, but kind of a good kickoff to the weekend. And then Sunday, my friend Kelly, who, if you're in the Let's Peanut Butter Talk About book group, she was the one that hosted the kickoff readathon. She, for the Supernova, the kickoff for the Supernova readathon, she was texting me talking about going book shopping, and I was like, I'm bored, let's go. And so she was like, let's get breakfast and go book shopping. And I was like, okay, but I want to be home by noon, which, like, I had no reason to want to be home by noon other than I had a ton of stuff I need to do. Like, I have a ton of cleaning I really need to do, and I've just been putting it off because that's not any fun. So, hi Shelby, long time no talk. Even though I messaged you today, but it's been a while since I've heard your voice, and I feel like a bad friend. Anyway, so on Sunday, Michigan, for the Independent Bookstore Day and for like this month, put together a bookstore, like an independent bookstore hop. And we both did that on Independent Bookstore Day and kind of wanted to maybe we weren't able to hit any new stores, but we were able to cross off a couple more of our, like, actions. Like, there was like, rate a new bookstore, follow a new bookstore, whatever. So we were able to do that. It was on a bingo board. So we were able to cross off a couple of those and then also turn our bingo boards in because they were due this week. And so, and the closest bookstore on the one that we chose to do, because there was like different regions, was closer to Kelly, and it was much further. It's like 30-40 minutes from me. So I was just like, I'll just turn it in. I was really hoping to do a coverall on it, but the month just super got away from me. And so I wasn't able to do that, and I just turned in what I had. So we ended up getting breakfast and going to this cute little crepe place. And then we hit up a couple bookstores. So we drove around to a couple of the different bookstores in the area, and we were kind of looking for books for the Supernova Readathon. If you're not participating or don't know what that is, our friend Monica is the owner of Peanut Butter Taco, the sticker shop, who is rapidly approaching their 10th anniversary, which is so cool. I know so many shops that are like on their 10th anniversary, and I'm like, yeah, I'm over here in 7. I'm the baby. Even though that's quite a long time too. But she is hosting a readathon in her reading group, Let's Peanut Butter Talk About Books. And it's called the Supernova Readathon, and it's why I released Space Stencils recently, to go along with that. So when I planned I could use them. And so we were talking about it, and my friend Kelly ended up hosting a like kickoff sprints. She decided she wanted to do like the first 6 hours of it, like starting at midnight, to do the readathon sprints. She stayed up for like 6 hours overnight. Like, she was committed to it. But we wanted to go get books for that. So we went to a few indie bookstores in our area. The first one is one that we've gone to twice for like a junk journaling night. And we actually signed up for the next one too. And it's really fun. I actually really like it. It's cute. But like I said, it is like 20-some minutes for me. But we enjoy being there and stuff. And then the second one we went to was a store that I had actually gone to on Independent Bookstore Day, but it was so crowded. And I don't know if anybody else went out on Independent Bookstore Day, but it was awesome. Like, totally cool, because that's the point of it, is to pack your indie bookstores and to spend a bunch of money with them, or spend, some book money on with them, and make them, like, to support your indie bookstore, right? Like, that's the whole point of it. But it was so crowded. Like, even at this one I was just telling you about, it was so overwhelming and so crowded that I had been planning. I had saved money to specifically spend on that day. So I did spend money and still buy books, but I was so overwhelmed. Like, I felt like I walked into the one and like lost all track of what I wanted to buy. And so I felt like I was just kind of like running around a little helter-skelter. Well, the second bookstore I went to was like even worse than the first. It was so packed you could barely move. Like, my boyfriend went in with me and he was just kind of like standing to the side because he couldn't like move. And I was like craning around people. And it was fun because I was talking to people too, but I was like craning around people trying to find books that I wanted. And it was stressful. So like my first, and that was the first time I'd ever been there. Hi, Shelby. It was the first time I had ever been in that bookshop. And so it wasn't a bad impression, because like that was awesome. It's awesome that people showed up on that day and showed out and like were there and supporting. But it was just like, it was a bad memory for me. Like, not bad, but it was an overwhelming memory for me. So I was like, when she wanted to go there, I was kind of like, I don't know. But then I was like, I don't want to stop hanging out, so let's just go. But we went in there, and it was so awesome, because it was just, I mean, there was a couple other people there at first, and they left, and then we were just talking to the bookseller, and she was so nice, and gave us a bunch of recommendations, gave Kelly a bunch of recommendations, and we actually both ended up buying a book she recommended. And I haven't started it yet, but I'm excited about it, because apparently there's a surfer in it, and as soon as she said surfer, all I thought about was like, I could use our surfboard stencil and like stencil the edges of it, and I really want to do that. So I had to get it. So I did get it. I don't know if I'm gonna read it for the readathon or not, because I really want to get into like annotating books. And I didn't go wild, but a lot of my friends did, and they were talking about like, the one session was like doodle annotating books, and like, you know, making doodles in them and doing fun stuff. And I thought it would be really fun to do one that had like stencils edges and like fun doodle annotations and all that. So that's kind of my goal, is to do that with that book. So because I'm gonna like try to read, I'm dumb and try to read one book a prompt, like only use one prompt for each book. So I want to get through a bunch of stuff this week. So I don't know if I'm gonna start that book yet, but she did recommend it to us as like a dual POV, I think was what she said to us. How are you, Shelby? You've got to be close to the end of the school year, right? Which is awesome for you guys. Not for me, because it doesn't mean anything to me. I hate it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. How is almost summer break? How was your holiday weekend? Did you guys do anything fun? We did not. I mean, I had my planner meet. I had my like monthly planner meetup on Saturday, so that was fun. But other than that, and I went book shopping. School's out. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh no. Well, at least it's sort of summer, I guess. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need to message you, and we need to have a video chat sometime. It's been way too long since we've done one of those. 2, 3, 8, 9, 10. I just feel like life has been crazy. John was oh, that's good. You hung out with the kids. Good. Did you read anything good? Oh, were you reading Onyx Storm? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Have you basically just been reading Onyx Storm lately, or have you read anything else that was good? Oh, good. Well, at least you're almost there. I am like having this crisis of like, I mean, every year around summer I feel like it, but I'm just like, oh, you went to Louisville? Oh, sorry, I thought that was Shelby. You said you weren't able to get up there. Oh, for this one, yeah. Louisville is fun though. The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. So I have the audiobook of a couple of them, and then I have the physical book of the Christmas Tree Farm one, because Alex's sister-in-law got it for me for Christmas. So I like have them, I just haven't read those. So are they good, or? It would have been fun if you would have been able to come, Katie. I really want to try to get down to Cleveland at some point this year. The summer is the best time just because, like, weather-wise, but I'm going to see if maybe Kelly wants to come with me one weekend and we can make a little road trip. Katie, are you doing the readathon? What have you been reading? Shelby, are you doing the readathon, or are you just too close to the end of school year? Christmas tree for everyone today. They're pretty good. I mean, I don't have high standards either. I really just want to enjoy the books that I'm reading. I started Allie Hazelwood's new one today. I'm so excited because I had another book I just started reading. So for the readathon, so I did John Green's Everything is Tuberculosis. It was good. It was just very heavy, and I'm not a fan. It would be fun. I just am not in a mood for heavy, so that was a little bit of a slog, especially because it was like, I had planned on staying home Monday all day and reading and doing nothing. And then like at the last minute, my family was like, oh, we're all getting together. And I was like, oh, do we have to? So like, I was kind of pouting that my day of relaxing and reading kind of got thrown off. So, so then I'm not doing any reading games or things. Okay, that makes sense. Pretty much the only... That's okay. That's totally fine. Sunrise and the Reaping. It was so good. So good. Sunrise and the Reaping, you could use that for the readathon too, though, right? I mean, you could use it for 5-star prediction. You could use it for... I mean, you could really use any of them for, like, Out of This World author. You could use it for... Oh, I just realized these are like basically the same colors I used for this one. Oh well. Oh, these are too big for this. All right, let's do... So I have 2 prompts checked off so far. Oh, okay. I did the John Green book for Out of This World author, I think. Yeah. And then I had planned on doing this like really short one I found on Hoopla that was also like a wreath book, and I was really excited about it, and it sounded really good for debut author. And then like I went to put it in Goodreads, and I happened to click one of the authors, and the authors like all have, because in the description on Hoopla it says like, oh, from a cast of debut authors. And so I was really excited about it. And then I like happened to click on one of the authors on Goodreads as I was about to like start it, and it like every one of the authors had several books, and I'm like, that's not a debut author, what the heck? And so then I got mad. And I had to kind of like pull an audible. So I finished my second book at work today, which was one I had wanted to read anyway, and I was lucky that they were a debut. Once I know how many I'll finish. Yeah. I'm starting with ones that I know could fit like multiple prompts. And then hoping to be able to do one per category. So I did the Everything is Tuberculosis for... My plan is to slate that for Out of This World author. I just finished, or during work I finished Wish You Weren't Here, which was the debut author. And then I had to start the Allie Hazelwood one. So I started the Allie Hazelwood one at work. I have like 3 hours left in it. And there was just a really fun cameo, and I'm really excited about it. I'm like so... Like it was just before I got on here. And so I'm really like, oh my god, I want to get back to it right now. Okay, so there is this week. I know you guys weren't on here when I first started, but I'm trying to get so much done tonight. So I am kind of flying through. I already pre-inked some stuff. I chose everything I want to use. I've got it like kind of in I'm kind of in a, ideally what I want to do is get these 2 weeks done plus, my monthly, and then if I have any time left, I want to do my monthly for my reading planner, and that's a lot. So like if I don't get it all, I won't be mad, but I'm hoping to get these 2 weeks is like the main thing because that's what I use the most are the weeklies. I would love to get my June monthly done, and I've started setting it up, so not like anything crazy, but I started setting it up just so that I would have things picked out. So you'll see and for this I'm going to do kind of an ombre, I think. Or I'm going to try to do kind of like a sunrisey ombre. Or sunset, I guess. It really kind of depends on your view. But I'm using the sun. So I wanted to get like right into this. So that's why I kind of like you'll see when I get to the monthly, I'm doing like a pooly, vacation-y, summer kind of theme for this month. And so I pre-inked, I'm doing the pool like ripple one on my June cover page. So I pre-inked the like base blue just so I would have it done. And then, like I said, I pre-picked this out and I just kind of have it all like ready to go was the goal. So my goal is 1 book per prompt, but we have something every night. Yeah, that sucks. And your birthday is Saturday. Happy birthday. So you're not sure how realistic? Yeah, for sure. My nephew's is Thursday, and I know he's going to want me to be, like, around him that night. And I'm like, oh, I have readathon. Thankfully, I can do stuff during work. So, like, during work is where I'll get the majority of my readathon. My one kind of wild card is the one that's, like, been floating around your TBR for the longest. That one I think is going to be the hardest. Because, I'm sorry, hang on a second. I think that one's going to be the hardest because I want to do a poetry book because turning 40, mine's next year, so I feel you. I feel you in that dread. So I want to do a poetry book because for Monica's, like the spring portion of the seasonal readathon, I still have a poetry book left. And so I've had this book that's like based on Taylor's, it's like these authors were like writing poems in response to Taylor Swift songs, which like sounds really cool, but honestly, like I'm struggling through it. But I really want to read it and I want to complete that prompt. And it's been floating around on my TBR forever. So I'm like, I just want to do it. And I'm so like, ugh. I just want to finish this prompt, but it's going to take a while, I think. So that one's going to be the one that takes me. That's going to be like my biggest wild card. So like, if worse comes to worse, I might have to use like something stupid for the floating around on your TBR the longest. Do you have any fun plans for your 40th? So I'm trying to make this ombre, and I feel like the colors didn't really work out that well, but we're just going to run with it. And I just realized I think this is the weekend. This is the week that we're going to see Taylor Jenkins Reid for her new book, and it's about atmosphere. Atmosphere, yeah. So it's kind of like about... I'm going to use a different yellow and kind of touch up the other side. Oh yeah, this is way better. And so the sun I feel like is kind of fitting. So that's cool. Okay, and then we'll do the orange here. And then I'm going to give this a good weight down real quick. You don't know what you want to do? I'm like, already like, what? All I know is that my 40th is like the Thursday before Easter, and my family usually goes to Florida on Easter. And so my nephew has already been like, are you going to be here next Easter, Coco? Are you going to be here for your birthday? I want to be with you on your birthday. Like, so tentatively, the problem is our condos usually are rented out from like January to March for snowbirds. And because it's midweek, the first is like an awkward day, and that's when we would like change over. So I don't know. But then my mom and my aunt were like, what if we went on like a cruise for that? So maybe a cruise, that would be kind of fun. But I want to take like a fun 40th birthday trip, especially like if I could take one with friends. Like I would rather do something with friends than, I mean, I want to be with my family. I mean, I want to be with my nephew, but like I also want to do something, maybe not on the day of my 40th, you know, just like to celebrate my 40th at some point. I think would be fun. Yeah, he's so sweet. He's very sensitive, but very sweet. He's just like, he is, I don't know. He reminds me a lot of myself, which sometimes is good and sometimes is bad. He's very emotional like I am. Let's just put it that way. Poor kid. Got the worst part of his aunt. I feel like this is not the right color. I don't really want pink. I want more like coral. Yeah. Yeah, let's just do this. Actually, this is just slightly too pink, I think. Let's do the, yeah, this would be pretty good. The right persimmon. Okay, I clearly like never use this ink pad because it is so juicy. That's so funny. And I really don't. This is just not a color I gravitate towards, but now that I see it, it's actually kind of nice. You can see like how juicy it is right there. It's so funny. So yeah, so we I went book shopping with Kelly on Sunday for our books for the readathon. That was a lot of fun. We had a good time. Got some good book recs from our local bookstores, which was fun. I don't know that I'm going to use either of the books that I got, though. The one I don't think will fit any more prompts unless there's a sun on it and I can use it for like Heavenly Bodies or whatever. But the other one is supposedly like a dual timeline or dual POV, one of them. Oh my gosh, this is so juicy. I'm gonna have to kind of like touch up, make sure it doesn't bleed over on anything. I'm just trying to kind of like sop up all the extra ink so it doesn't make a huge mess. fact, I think I'm just gonna kind of like, okay. And then last but not least, I will draw a line here. Maybe not my favorite layout, but I do like this stencil. Also, sorry if there's random car noises. It's really hot in my office. It's been like a super weird weather-wise. I'm sure, Katie, you guys have probably had similar where it was like cold. But then it was like warmer than it was supposed to be on Sunday. And I like was wearing pants and a sweatshirt. And then same thing for Monday. It was a little bit hotter than we thought it was going to be. But we didn't turn any like air or anything on because it was not that hot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So yeah, so my plan is to finish Problematic Summer Romance either late tonight or tomorrow. Hopefully get some of my poetry book read. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If I have to. I mean, I have to. And then I don't really know what the rest of them are. I'm gonna have to figure it out. But here is another weekly spread. We are kind of like busting them out tonight. And I'm happy about that. I wanted to be done. Not be done. I anticipate we'll be here until 10 at least. But I wanted to get through these quick so I could do as much as possible. Like I said, my goal is to get both of these weeklies done, which clearly we already have. And then the June monthly in here. And then if somehow I have any more time, I would also like to get the June monthly in my Bookworm Life done. And actually, even better if I have even more time than that, which that would be crazy if I did, but maybe. I would love, love, love to also get next week in my Bookworm Life done. All right, so this is the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, and the 8th. And then this is 2 due. And this week, I've got a lot of stuff going on. We've got our junk journaling night on that Thursday. And then that Friday is Taylor Jenkins Reid. All right, so there is the second week, and now we're gonna get right to our June monthly. So I already have started, like I said, kind of playing around with what I'm using. I'm gonna put this to the side for now so we can do like the outer parts of it. So I'm gonna make it like a pool-y, vacation-y theme month. And so this is going to be like the pool pattern. And then on here, I'm going to do the flamingos kind of floating in here. So I'm just going to do that really quick. And then we're going to do the pool pattern and then put the calendar down. And you'll see I already started doing, I already basically did the mood board. I'm kind of just trying to see like where I can get like a good bit of the flamingo. And I'm using the JUN letters to put them in inside. And then I'm using obviously the pull float. The flamingo pull float for the like design in the letters. And I'm actually playing around with actually tracing the floats too. But I haven't 100% decided. I kind of want to see how, oops. It's a little bit of a washy layover here. How are you guys doing with your reading journals? Are you keeping up? I have to say this is probably the first year in a long time that I have been like fully up to date. Like I just put stuff in this afternoon as I was eating dinner. Feels kind of good. I'm very proud of myself. I haven't kept up the entire for 6 months ever in my bullet journal or my reading journals. But I actually think, again, like I think that's partially doing these lives and having my bullet journal caught up, so then I don't feel like I should be doing that instead of doing, let's see. Yeah, I think I am going to trace them. Month or so behind. That's not too bad, though. Especially if you're not reading a ton right now. Like, that won't be too hard to catch up on, I don't think. You have notes? Yeah, good. Maybe we can do a video chat and you can plan while I work on some stuff. I did, oh, I know what I was doing Friday when I said, like, I don't know what I was doing Friday. It's not really a spoiler, but I was working on, I put in an application to host a workshop at CPC with somebody, which would be a lot of fun. So I was working on that, and Friday, it was due Friday, so I was finishing it up and submitting it and stuff. So that was kind of my Friday. So it's been a lot of stuff going on this week, or last week, I'm sorry. So that's why I ended up not being able to hop on and do a live last week. But it's a new week, and hopefully I'm gonna be all caught up once we finish this live, so I won't even have to feel like I didn't get anything done because I played hooky on a live. I didn't really play hooky. I was at my nephew's birthday party. I couldn't miss it. He would have been devastated, even though he acted like I wasn't alive. Once his friends were there, all of us were kind of like, yeah, okay, thanks old people. Okay, and then I'm just gonna trace around June as well. Do you have any travel plans for the summer, Shelby? Oops. I don't have anything big. I am going to Cincinnati again at the end of June because the Yankees are playing Cincinnati and my boyfriend's a dumb Yankees fan, so we are going for that, which is going to be fun, I guess. I see I like missed a couple of these little flamingos. I'm really glad I filled those in though. Made it look cute. Oh yeah, car taxes are no fun. But are you liking your new car? That's the important thing. Because new car, yay. I'm gonna like add a little detail to these flamingos. I'm so glad. You deserve it. All right, that's fun. Okay, I'm liking this. Now the next thing I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna flip this over and show you, oh, that's not this one, it's the other side. We'll do the moods on this side after, or the, like, one good line a day. I did already do the mood board because, like I said, I kind of want to fly through this, but I did want to kind of color this in real quick though. With like the pink for the flamingos, since the flamingos will end up being a bunch of different colors for moods. How are the kids and the family, your mom and dad and everybody, your sister? Your husband? Is he back on the road today? It was so nice. It was weird because it was like Thursday and Friday were super slow. I know a lot of people went on vacation. Like my office was empty. But even today, like a lot of people must not have come back from vacation yet. So today was super, like, the roads were not as busy and stuff. I'm kind of not looking forward to tomorrow, it being like probably more normal. That's annoying. I like there not being a lot of traffic. Everyone's doing good. Kids are done with school. Back driving. It got bought again. Dang it. Well, that's not good. I'm sorry. Hopefully it gets better and or somebody else buys them. Or it gets better by somebody buying them. Is probably what I mean to say. Okay, so there's my moods. Let's just do really quick. Let's just do the one line a day. And I think I'm just going to do like a quick little palm leaf pattern here. This is one of the ones that'll be coming out in the next beachy-ish, palmy-ish release. I'm just going to do this real quick and kind of feel like simplicity is the name of this month, just so I can get a lot done. This one seems to be pretty big, so if it did get bought, it would probably just be, oh, I'm sorry. The bigger they are, the less simple. Yeah, for sure. 100%. Well, hopefully it just gets better then. How's your work going? I know you said summer camps and stuff now. Let's see. June. Said 1 line a day, and I realized that's not what I put. It's like one good thing a day. So I had to call an audible there. Busy? Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. It's funny because it's like I had intended to get a lot of reading done yesterday for the readathon. And I, again, like family was a lot. So I didn't do anything. And it's funny because it's like I get the most reading done when I'm at work. Thankfully, I have my own office and like I don't have to talk to people for the most part. I don't have to be bothered by people. So it's funny that I'm able to read the most, you know, via audiobook, obviously, as I'm just doing my work. All right. So there's our one line a day, and there's our moods. Like I said, kind of simple. And then the next thing I'm gonna do is the calendar here. Trying to think. The first is a Sunday, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 7, 14, 21, 28, 29, 30. Okay. I'm gonna do actually we're just gonna do pink. We'll do another one. We'll do that. We'll just do the blue again. Okay, so I'm just using this calendar box stencil to outline the days of the month. And I'm like in my head going over it, like it is the first, right? The first is Sunday. But I'm like 99% sure, so hopefully I'm not wrong. I'm not really sure why I always add this calendar, to be honest. I don't ever really use it, but I guess it is like a quick glance at if I need it. Since my actual calendar is kind of like hidden under the Dutch doors. There's like some weird noises going on. 1st of June is on Sunday. That's what I thought. Thank you, Shelby. Because I know my nephew's birthday is the 29th and it's Thursday, and I'm like in my head, okay, Thursday, that means Friday is the 30th. Okay, I think that means the 1st. And I know I just put this in on my spreads, but you're just second guess yourself so much. Okay, so then the last thing for this page, I have to find it because I don't know where it's at now, is the pool cover. Let's grab my, there it is. And I'm gonna have to clean this off really quick though because I used it with that one, the spine of the one book that I was, if you weren't here for it, I stenciled the edges of this book and I used it for that. So it does have black ink on it, which I do not want for this. Okay, I'm gonna grab my mat. Got so many different ink colors out. Let me just do a really quick cleanup here to at least get things out of the way. Just to at least pile them in the right area so I can clean them up in a minute when I get off of here. Not in a minute, but you know what I mean. Okay, so I am going to washi this paper down just so it doesn't move. And then I will washi this down as well. I'm like trying not to rush off here, but part of me is like, I just want to go finish that book. But then the logical part of me is like, you have a lot of stuff you need to finish. All of these first before I worry about that. Alright, so I'm going to take the Salty Ocean, is the color I decided to go. And since I didn't go all the way up, I am going to kind of try to follow this edge, and I'll do that first just so it's easier to kind of just not have to worry about the rest of it. I can't believe it's already the end of May. Like, I don't know, I know I say this every month, but it just seems like time is just speeding up, and it's so crazy. But there's also so many freaking book releases out. The ADHD is strong. Need to be done, yeah. And doing something and I wear out. 100%. We need a body double soon. I really need to clean, and that has been a struggle for me recently. So whenever you're free, hopefully you'll have more free time with summer coming up, huh? After you get your stuff done. Let me know when, because I really need it. I need it bad. I had my office, like, half of it in a really good shape, and then it just got, you know, a couple months of ADHDing. Alright. You'll be done or he'll be fired. Well, either way, you'll be done, right? Not that's funny, but I am gonna put like a little bit of some white little like light lines in here. Just to give it a little bit more depth. As you can see, this is not super hard. Pretty easy to do. And this is why I painted that color, so that I could fly through this too. The rest of the stuff that we have for this one is we're going to pull out my planner back out, and we will do the monthly calendar, and then hopefully it's looking good on time, so hopefully we'll have some time to do at a minimum the monthly calendar for my reading planner, and if we're really lucky, or I'm really fast at least, I'll have some time to I don't like the straight edge of this. So, and I will again take that white marker and make some detailing. I gotta white might be a handoff. So I'll do some detailing with our white gel pen again. I like gel pens, but they're such a pain in the butt. These ones have always been my go-to, but this one does not seem to wanna. Do another one. All right, let's try another one. I clearly need to get new ones of these. All right, here we go. All right, cool. So there is our outside parts for June. And then let me pull in our journal. And we can do the calendar. Let me pull. I want to use the splash pattern for the inside. I think that'll be cute with the pool theme. What is happening up there? All right, let's see there. Try and true this one. And then we said Sunday is the 1st. So 1, 2, 3. So 1, 8, 15, 22, and 29, and 30. So we'll start there. All right. It's really like a weird weather here today, so I have my window open in my office because it's a little bit hot, but it's not hot enough to put the air on. This is like Midwest. The Midwest, like pre-summer, is the worst because it's like hot as crap the one day, and then the next day it's like, where's your parka? And Memorial Day was super. We thought it was gonna be a lot colder than it was, actually, I will be honest. But it just didn't make for a very good. It was a little annoying. I think I'm gonna do pink. I think I'm gonna do like pinks and oranges, like the pink and the marigold maybe some yellow, and let it be like fun pool colors, and then we'll do the blue splashes around it. That kind of sounds fun. Let's do that. So again, for this technique, kind of gives it like a watercolor vibe. So all I do is kind of take a few colors. It's usually like 3, 4, 5 is a lot, but I mean, like, you can get away with it. But I usually want at least 3 colors. And there's really no strategy to how I do this, but I just start taking one color and kind of making sure there's a little bit of it in every space. And then I will take the next color. And I usually try to work like either dark to light or light to dark. I probably should have started with light. But for whatever reason, I usually also tend to start with pink, so. What I will do is just kind of start filling these boxes. And I like to make sure the edges especially are covered. And then I will take the last color and really kind of fill in all those holes, because then I can go back with the very first color and kind of blend it all in. Like, I think I left a little bit too much room for yellow, so this is really yellow heavy. But I can go back with either of those other 2 colors and kind of fill in. I tend to be really heavy-handed with pink, so I'm always kind of trying not to be too pink heavy. And being sloppy with this really kind of just makes it look better. So you can kind of just do whatever your heart desires on these. I usually try to just make sure I get like the edges the best, because I feel like that's when they look the crispest. And you'll see how that just gives it kind of like a watercolor effect. Okay, so then on this side, we are gonna have all 4. So I will take this strip off and kind of cover this edge here. You're gonna move a little closer though. I feel like that's so far away. But we will not need anything on this bottom row. So we can peel this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 6, 7, 28, 29, 30. Cool. So let me just cover up this bottom row. I know these colors don't really make sense with what I've been doing so far, but I think once I add the splash pattern in, I think it'll come together a little better. I hope it'll come together better. All right, this one I think we're gonna start with yellow. See if that makes any difference on how it looks. And you do also have these colors already from the other one if you don't wipe your stencil off in between. So you can kind of either match it or just do something totally different. And just be mindful that those colors will mix if they're like pink and yellow and whatever. So again, I'm just trying to make sure that everything has a little bit in each box, and that like I said, kind of however you want to do it. If it's messy, that's fine. It's just gonna make it look less intentional. So I really don't try that hard on these ones. And some of them I might leave a lot of room for that last color, and some of them I might only leave a little bit. But that last color will kind of come through to like I usually try to like get it to kind of tie the other ones together. And you can also kind of vary the amount of like the depth of each color too. Okay. And now I can just peel it back, and you can kind of see it's just supposed to look a little whimsical, a little bit like... Okay, and then I am going to take this splash pattern and kind of accent this bit of it. Let's grab the blue we use, which is the Salty Ocean. I'm going to grab a little bit of washi. I don't really use this stencil very often, but I really love it whenever I use it. And every time I use it, I'm like, why don't I use this more often? I'm going to use it more often. And then I forget about it again. Add a little bit on this side too. And then I think just to kind of give it, do it very lightly up here. Just so it doesn't look like a line. And then let's do, I think we gotta go this way though. Okay, I definitely feel like this looks like a raft in the pool almost. That's kind of fun. Cool. All right, so let me just add June in here. I will use that same. Actually, you know what? No, let's use a different one. Now this font is not out yet, but it will be if I can find it. Just another fun, like thicker, more impactful font that I think will be great for the summer. So then once I'm done with this, which like I said, this is going to be a new font that's coming out with, I know when I talked through PPC stuff, I talked about how I had just designed like a ridiculous amount of stencils and I couldn't let them all be out at once. So I do have a second beachy, oceany release coming out. Honestly, I haven't taken pictures and stuff yet. So, in the next couple weeks, we'll say. And then I also have some shark stuff that I will put out early, and do like a pre-Shark Week sale. So you guys could have it for Shark Week if you want it. So I'm looking probably like towards the last week of June or maybe like the middle of June. We'll do that. And so this font is actually part of that. Like I said, I went on a spree of designing for PVC, and I just got really inspired, like for the vacation that I was going on. Some of the things that I would want to see. Some of the things like when I design a stencil, I kind of like think I would use it, think what colors I would use, kind of think about like the vibe that I want. And that's how you get some of the like really random ones, but like I can just see it so clearly in my head when I'm designing. And sometimes I have like less of a clear vision. Like I'll just be inspired by a pattern or something, but like the spread or how I would use it necessarily isn't really like as fully formed. So now I'm just going to put the days of the week down. And date this calendar. And then I'll just put the dates in here. I'm really glad we used these colors, even though like I feel like they're a little random. Maybe we should have added like one more color to give it a little more depth, but they just scream summer to me, so we rolled with it. And now I can actually fill out my June calendar because I do have a lot of things already planned in June, especially the first week. I've got a junk journaling night. I've got an author event the first week. I've got a second author event a little later in June. I'm going to Cincinnati for the weekend and going to a Reds game. I'm got a few book clubs and all that kind of stuff too. So I'm definitely glad that we got this done tonight so that I can start writing in it. So then the last thing we're going to do for this is we will take our tip and tape from Lauren Phelps Designs, and I will just take one of the pages and measure and cut it, and then just measure a second piece. And because I did that second week, like next week in my planner, I am actually able to tape both of them down, which was part of the reason that was one of my goals for tonight. And we're gonna actually have time to do our monthly in my Bookworm life. Cool. So, and if I can get that done really fast, then we'll also have time to do a weekly layout too. So that would be great. If I can get all this done before 10, it will be a land speed record for me for sure. Let me just get this all back up. And then how I use this tip and tape is that there's like a perforation down the middle. It's a peel off, and there's a perforation down the middle. So I will peel off one side of it and then do my very best to line up that perforation, like tear mark, right on the edge of the page. Not always perfect, but I really should ask Lauren at some point to show me how to actually do this right, if there's like a trick to doing it. And then since there is a little bit of extra, I don't really like that excess, so I just kind of trim it off. And then I peel off the second side, and I will take this side of my planner and just kind of measure up the edges the best I can. And then I just kind of fold and pinch. And this is where I feel like it always kind of comes off, goes off the rails a little bit, because I don't do a very good job of this part of it. And then I will just give it kind of like a crease. And then there you would have that one. And then it's the exact same process that I use for the second side. I will take the sticky stuff off one side, or the backing off one side, and do my best to line it up as close as I can. Like I said, this is from Lauren Phelps Design, if you've never used it, or if you've never seen one of me using it, at least. It's called Tip and Tape, and it's like a clear, probably like more like a pet tape if you're familiar with that, but it's like a plasticky washi tape almost. But it's clear. It almost feels like a little softer Scotch tape maybe, like consistency wise, but it's got a perforation down the center that allows you to like put one side on at a time, which is really nice. And then you can just kind of bend it over. I will say the one thing about these Archer and Olive notepads, which is what I use for the extra white paper, they're just slightly smaller than the actual A5 notebooks. So I always have to kind of pick which side I want to be sticking up a little bit on the inside. And because there wasn't anything, well, this side does, but this side doesn't have as much as the bottoms did, I chose to like line it up against the bottom. So I'll usually either line it against the top or the bottom, and I'll just do it the same on both sides. And it's usually not super noticeable, but sometimes it's a little bit more so. But that is our June bullet journal layout. Like I said, kind of flying through, but I'm loving it because we're getting a lot done. In my bullet journal, we also did this weekly layout and this weekly layout. So all super fast. We did all of that, which was essentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spreads in less than an hour and 15 minutes. So normally this would be where I cut out and I'm like, great job guys, we're done. But I still have a lot to do. So now we're gonna pull out my reading planner. I've already started to transfer over the releases. We haven't decided on our book club book, so I'm not even gonna put those down there yet. And then we have our monthly. So for our monthly, I'm trying to think what I want to do. I almost want to do the flamingos because those were fun. Especially once I added detail to them. I thought they came out really cute. That would be fun. But I do want to grab my stickers from PBT and see like if I have any fun date dots, and that way maybe I can, ooh, a lemon one would be cute, and use the fruit. There is this, ooh, there's a beachy one. I could do like, I could do the flamingos and use those. That would be cute too. Could do lemons. I don't have a watermelon stencil, so I feel like we'll use that for 4th of July. And maybe, you know what? Let's do lemons. That's fun. Right? Lemons sound cool. Grab my lemon stencil, which I think is in Coral. Lemons are always summery to me. Okay, so the one thing I am going to pull out for this is one of my detailing brushes so I can get that green in there really easily. And then I was going to say, then I have to pick out what shade of yellow I'm going to use, but one of them is literally called Squeeze Lemonade, and I feel like if I don't use that, I'm missing the mark. So we're going to do that. And we did establish that the first is a Sunday, so we can use that whole top row. I will just do that so I don't over ink. And this is going to be another like quick and easy one. I'm just going to lay down complete yellow even in that leaf, because then I can take my green detailing brush and just go over it, especially because it's a darker color. It'll sit very easily over it. Oops, I gotta do the detailing first. Silly me. And this is how I use those small detailing brushes that are in the shop, is for something like this where there is a small detail and it would be a pain. You could probably get away with one of the inking sticks, but I feel like this just makes it so much easier. I do love this stencil. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I'm going to try to just kind of fit a little bit more on here, even though we're really tight to the thing. I just feel like it's an awkward amount. Like, it looks weird if you don't have anything there, but it also looks weird if you do. So, that's good. Now, again, we're just going to take this here. However, we will get as close as we can on this side. Actually, we'll just stop it there, and then we'll take it for like a better section. And now, since I already have a little bit of green on here, I do kind of try to avoid that. Just because it will, if you don't wipe it off, it'll kind of make it look like your lime isn't quite ripe, which is actually kind of fun. I also like how easy this stencil is. Like, it looks really cute and it does not take a lot. I need to make more lemon stencils, I've decided. I'm like a sucker. It's the Italian in me. I'm a sucker for all things lemon. We will do, I know I have some lemon stencils, so I really kind of want to get, or washi, so I kind of want to put some in there, but I also kind of want to go down this way and do lemons. I love them too. I need more. I definitely need to make more lemon stencils. They're so cute. I need to make all the fruits. I need to do a fruit release is what I really need to do. I need to get the next one out, the other beach one out, so that I can feel free to do a lemon one or a fruit one. That's a good summer release. I feel like it's the Italian in me that loves lemons though. I will say though, I also just really like the stencil because it is easy. Like, we're gonna have plenty of time to do my next week in my reading planner because it's just easy. I had the coolest but also messiest lemon sorbet in a lemon in Rome. I think they like originally did it in Capri, but because it's so popular, like, you know, all the tourist places are gonna do it. And I really want to go to Capri and get like a real one. Like, but it was so messy in Rome. Oh my goodness. But it was so delicious. And it was like lemon. I don't know if it was gelato or sorbet technically, but oh, it was so good. It was the shop that just sold like all lemon stuff, and I was like, I am in heaven. I also bought a cute like lemon ornament from Chiquitera. It was so good. Oh my gosh. It was so messy though, because like they like hollow out a lemon and put it in it. But this place didn't give like any kind of cup or anything. Like they were just like, here's a napkin basically. Like, and so like, of course it was balls hot in Rome. And it was just like, and there was like nowhere to sit. So you just like kind of like I went out on the street and ended up like finding somewhere I could kind of like sort of sit and like collect myself, but it was just dripping all over everywhere. But it was so good. It was heavenly. Hey Cynthia. We're actually towards sort of the end. I'm fitting a lot in tonight. I've already done 2 weekly layouts, my full June monthly setup in my bullet journal. I am towards the end of the June layout setup in my Bookworm life, and then I think I am gonna also just try to do next week's layout in my reading planner. I am gonna add these cute little lemons here. Maybe one here. And then let's do and then we can also just kind of add a little bit down here. Yeah, I've been doing a lot tonight. We have gotten a lot done for sure. But I also kind of pre-planned everything out. It's waking my eyes, it's waking me up a little bit to like, if you would just plan this a little better, you could do way more every life. It's also what I realized, like, as I was trying to junk journal at my planner event this weekend, like, if I would have just printed all these pictures out beforehand, I wouldn't be sitting here printing pictures. I would be actually junk journaling. So my goal for my next junk journal night is to like go in and like kind of this, like have everything printed out, have everything, like have all the stencils I know I'm going to use, or at least have an idea of the stencils that I'm going to use. Have the pictures printed, like kind of have an idea of the junk that I want, even if I like rearrange it later. Because I now have a lot to catch up in my junk journal because I'm still working on stuff from Florida. And I've got Independent Bookstore Day and the Bachman trip to Cincinnati and all this stuff. I updated my like a couple adventure book kind of thing, but I haven't updated my I'm not sure if this is gonna be enough of these to like go all the way down, but we're gonna try to make kind of a faux washi strip here. I think I'm gonna be like just short. Actually, what I should have done because this is really awkward here. And now I ripped it. So even better. But yeah, so there is June in my Bookworm life. I am gonna kind of have a quick glance at some point and see if I have any that's like jumping out at me, any washi. I know I have it in my washi from book therapy. I got a Italy set. Let's see what it looks like. If it's cute enough, we'll put it. Oh, there's the stamps. Although there are some really cute stamps in there. Let's do it in like a brown, maybe. I'm like so nervous to do this. Oh, cute. All right, that'll be good. I do know I have, but now I'm like, I know I have it, but where is it? I was just telling Shelby, I really need to like reorganize everything again, because I had it in such a great shape, and now it's kind of all over the place again. But I do think I have some washi in here, so let me check. It is not the lemon washi though. All right, one more second. I'm gonna give it a quick look. Oh, there we go. Right at top. This is not the one I was thinking of. Oh, there's two of them. I'm a sucker for lemons, so I will buy anything lemon. So I have a couple to choose from. This one's a little thicker, but I think it'll kind of cover up our stenciling. So I do have this stencil gilded one that we can add. I don't know. I kind of feel like I don't need it. Yeah, I feel like I don't need it. I'm just not gonna add it. It's already fun without it. So yeah, so there is, let me tilt this a little bit so you can see the whole thing. That's how our lemon monthly layout is ending up. And then last but not least, because yeah, I just moved it up, Cynthia. Hopefully you can see it now. And then last but not least, I used the extra lemons on that sticker sheet to kind of make like a faux washi. And then last but not least, we're gonna do, because we already have, this is our readathon week. So, you know, we are going to see Taylor Jenkins read, and her book is about space. So I think I'm gonna do the rockets, because I think it's atmosphere, right? It's about the space. Professional development webinar. It feels dumb, 100%. I feel like anything professional development always feels a little, at least a little. I don't feel like doing it. You know what I mean? I think I'm just gonna do these rockets because that's a fun. I'm gonna really quickly check the cover of Atmosphere and see like what the color vibes are. Why is my, because it's not plugged in, huh? Cool. ETMLSPHERE Taylor Jenkins Reid. So like, ooh, I like that one. Blue and cloudy sunsetty orange. Okay, let's do that. Let's do Uncharted Mariner. I think that's a good blue. And I think I'm going to kind of keep it to the color themes of the readathon. So I think I'm going to do like a pink-ish. And then maybe a little bit of purple. Just to kind of, I don't know. I want to like be able to use the readathon stickers the second week too. So let's add a little bit of purple. And then we'll throw in the pink. Monica from Peanut Butter Taco is doing a readathon this week. And it's space themed, it's supernova themed. And so that's what I did a couple weeks ago. I did it with some of our new stuff. That's like how I'm starting my week off. But we are actually going to see Taylor Jenkins read in Ann Arbor on the Friday the 6th of June, and her new book is called Atmosphere, and it's about I think it's set like with the backdrop of like the 1980s. I don't know if it's Houston or Florida, but in one of the like rocket. Here, let me read the. Let me see if there's like a description. It's going really slow, sorry, hang on. Come on. Epic novel set against the backdrop of 1980s space shuttle program. The extraordinary lengths we go to live and love above and beyond limit. I mean, there's much more, but we're going to leave it at that because I don't feel like reading more. Yeah, so Monica from Peanut Butter Taco is doing the stickers and stuff, and she made up the readathon. And it's space themed, and it's this week, actually, not next week, like this is for. But we're going to the event next week, and it's set in the backdrop of the 1980s space program. So I thought I didn't even get to use these shuttle ones when I made those spreads, so I thought I would, you know, it was a good time to keep using them. Yeah, I'm excited. It actually kind of ties into her other books too, I think, like, is reading Carrie Soto's Back. I haven't read Carrie Soto's Back, so that's like, as soon as the readathon is done, I'm gonna go through like a really quick reread of all of the ones that are kind of in that universe that have some same characters. Like, I think it kind of started, I think she briefly mentions the rock star in one of her other books that I read like a couple weeks ago, knowing that we were going to this, and I wanted to start going through some of those because I had just put in a bunch of holds in my library. But I think it kind of starts with The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which I love, and I'm going to bring my like special edition copy, and hopefully they will let us sign extras that we brought from home. Fingers crossed, because I really want that one signed. I think that would be cool. But if not, oh well. I'll get her. She's signing the Atmosphere for sure. So, but I think it starts with Seven Husbands, Daisy Jones and the Six, Malibu Rising, and Carrie Soto is Back are all tied in. But I don't think they're like, you don't have to read them kind of tied in. Like, if I don't get to them, I'm not going to be like super upset. But I would like to kind of have, the only one I haven't read is Carrie Soto. And I don't remember why. I think like when it first came out, I think I was in the middle of other stuff, and I think or maybe I didn't have a credit, and I was waiting till my next credit, and then once that next credit came around, I kind of like forgot about it. And I've known, and then it went on sale, and I got it at like a discount price at some point, but I just haven't picked it up yet, like, because I knew I wanted to go back and reread everything. But now I feel like it's a good time to be able to go back and read everything. So yeah. And even this, even with this, even doing 2 weeklies, my entire June setup, and a monthly, and this weekly, as long as I can find some stuff that matches here, we are gonna have completely rocked this live this week. It's possible we'll use that. Let's see what other, I don't have any other, I really need more of these. Shoot. I have pink. Yeah, I kind of rocked out this, let's see if I can get a good selection. We'll do Monday Blue. Do I have another darker Monday? We'll do Tuesday purple. Wednesday, do a pink Wednesday. I'm impressed with myself, honestly. Thursday is this blue. Friday in purple. Saturday in pink. Sunday in blue. Monday in pink. Tuesday in... I guess we can use yellow if we have to. Orange maybe. Oh, we can use this tealy. Oh, there's purple. Oh well. Wednesday in blue. Thursday in purple. Friday in, let's do teal. Let's keep that teal in there. Saturday in purple. And Sunday in pink. And then we'll use these purple date dots, which I think is the second, but let me double check. Yeah, second. Third. Fourth. Yeah, we got a ton done tonight. I'm very impressed with myself, because we will have done all of that within an hour and 45 minutes. And that is wild. And I'm very impressed with us and myself, obviously. Definitely the pre-planning helped. And I did kind of make sure everything was a little bit simpler. Like, nothing was too, you know, complex to do or involved a lot of steps. But I will say, like, just the pre-planning kind of opens my eyes to, like, how much time I kind of waste on these lives. Like, going, what should I do? Okay, so let's do a quick run through of everything because we got a ton done. And we're gonna still get off here 15 minutes, quote unquote, early. So we did do both June monthly and the next 2 weeks in my reading planner, kind of atmosphere themed, since we're gonna be going to that event. And then in my bullet journal, we did 2 weeklies, so this week, since I hadn't planned it yet, and then next week, because I wanted to be able to lay my stickers down, and then we also did the full June spread. I did have these drawn out beforehand. I will say that. I had that done. But we did put June in there and color that in. And I did have the light blue kind of laid out in here. But otherwise, everything was done during this time. So the great thing is that you can clearly get a decent amount of stuff done if you take a second and have it planned out. So I'm going to hop off here. I'm going to take some pictures so that I can post this on social media and try to have some stuff to be posting, because my friend Kelly and I were talking about that over the weekend, that we are not consistent. You know, I clearly have stuff I can post, I just don't do it. So I'm going to take some pictures so I can have some stuff to post, and I'm going to get back to my book so that hopefully I can finish another one and have 3 down for the readathon. I love the colors on this one. I am obsessed with this. Like, I'm obsessed with these little, when I was first making the flamingo one, I was like, it's not going to look good because it's just the shape, but I'm like, just a little detail was perfect on this. And then I actually really like this. And it's actually kind of funny because it's like the atmosphere. So I have the rockets there and I have like the sun here. And then this turned out better than I thought it would too. And then, but I'm like super obsessed with the lemons. The lemons is my new favorite. I'm gonna be like all over this calendar. In fact, what do we have here that we can put down? Father's Day. What's the first day of summer? The 20th or the 22nd? Let's put that down. Let's do our calendar. First day of summer is the 20th. Cool. Let's add that, and then Father's Day I think is the 15th, right? Flag Day. I feel like that's not in June, but let's double check. Oh, June 14th. JK. Okay, and then let's see. I thought I had my, it's in my set of stickers that I have here. June is Audiobook Appreciation Month. Actually, let's just put that on top. And it's green. That's perfect. Audiobook Appreciation Month. Great. I love that. I love that for my, like, feeling worthy as a reader. I won't feel bad about any of the audiobooks. Not that I ever feel bad about reading audiobooks, but let's see what else. Like, I feel like I don't stay up to date on putting my holidays and stuff in, so there's not much on here. Just Father's Day. Which, you know. Oh, Juneteenth. I don't like when they're in different rows because I miss them. And then I have this one. So Juneteenth, we're not to the 19th yet. Father's Day, 4th of July, Memorial Day. We can do that one. I have to figure out when that is. All right, so there we go. Oh, Father's Day, we're not to that yet. I'm not to Juneteenth yet either. All right, so there we go. I'll put this little Facebook Live sticker down in this week. And that will be it. So I'm gonna hop off here after I give this a little color. I do tend to like these like black and white stickers where I can color in whatever color I want. Because there's nothing worse than having a sheet of stickers and having the sticker that you need, but it being in like a color that's totally clashes with your layout. Oh, I hate that so much. So I would always prefer to have these kind of stickers that I can just color in. Alright, so there is that. Everybody, I hope you have a great night. Hope you have a great week. As far as I know, I don't have anything planned for next Tuesday, so we will be back here next Tuesday. Yeah, next Tuesday for a live. Hope you guys have a great week. And if you're doing the readathon, I will probably see you in that group. But yeah, have a good night, everybody.